Hey there, this is Dave Lockwood. I'm with Remove It Pros Demolition, and this is our daily vlog. So we are actively going after I shouldn't say going after. We are actively putting a new location into Sarasota County. We are searching areas. We don't want to go in and buy a building straight out of the gate because we're just not sure of the traffic patterns and that are very important here in Florida. We want to make sure that we're close to 75, and we want to make sure that we're close to a dump, and that we're in an area where they're not going to be having a problem with a demolition company being there, and also a place where we can sell our repurposed stuff. So it's quite it's a little bit complicated. The other thing is where we're at. We're in a coastal market. We're really close to the ocean, so the prices are significant. They're very it's expensive. So we want to make the right choice. We ended up in 4 or 5 different locations, starting out Remove It Pros, and we ended up at our ideal location down here in Bonita. Unfortunately, it's not big enough, so we're working on that. We're trying to find a place that's a little bit bigger. So the things that we're doing, so I'm ramping up the advertising. The YouTube channel has got us more traction than I ever thought it would directly for our business. We have people that have experienced the YouTube channel, and they've called us and they've used us for demo here in the Lee County Collier area, which is delightfully a surprise. I kind of looked at this channel or our Remove It Pros Demolition channel as edutainment, and to create hopefully help us become the expert, or to be seen as the expert in the demolition business, the junk removal demolition business. So the way we do things is definitely different. I put a couple of videos out this week. One of them was a hoarder house, and a lot of guys, I think they would probably slam everybody about the hoarder house stuff, and I don't. I have compassion for these guys. I typically, I think it's some sort of a mental issue, or psychological issue, or whatever. But this lady she had like 200 or 300 1-gallon jugs of wine, and it was just disgusting. I don't know what went on. The bed, when we took it out, it looked like somebody had been murdered on it. It was bad. So that video we put out, and then we did another one. We had these guys that had an estimator working for us, and we put a lot of effort into helping this guy grow, and he turns around and he gets approached by somebody who wants to start a rival business to ours, and he ends up orchestrating a little coup where they ended up with 7 of our key guys right in a very important part of the year. And what they started wasn't sustainable. Of course, they wouldn't listen to me, but it pissed me off and everything, but it's okay. But anyway, the videos do it very well. So I labeled it corporate espionage. So not that exciting. I mean, if you want to do something like this, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to develop grit. You typically develop grit from having a gritty lifestyle, or growing up in an environment where you've had to overcome obstacles, and that's the way I grew up. So Talon and Logan and I, between the 3 of us, were able to run this, and you got to be tough, and you're dealing with people who are gritty as well. So you're dealing with a lot of people that have a lot of life experience and have had issues and things like that they have overcome, and it's kind of interesting to see as we get the younger guys coming in, how many of them they just don't have any grit. They don't have any. It's got no. They're babies. They're mommy's babies. So let's talk about advertising. Okay, the advertising is the key to moving into this new marketplace. And I started some Facebook advertising, and I went through Davey Fogarty out of Australia. I went through 2 of his training programs, one on Facebook and one on Google Ads. And it's interesting. I was able to go ahead and get these things put up in a much quicker, and they seem to be effective. Talon drove up to Sarasota yesterday, which is about 100 miles from here, and bid out a job up there, and it was a pretty decent sized job. So, it'll take some time. Anything worth doing takes time. So we're getting established up there long term. We're searching for a location, and we're putting forth advertising dollars and focusing on that area. And this technology is just freaking amazing. It's amazing what you can do with Facebook. It's amazing what you can do with Google Ads. What's really amazing is because we're in the YouTube business, I'm able to put commercials together and put them up there. And we're hearing lots of people say, hey, I seen you here, I seen you there. We were on Wink News. We took them through the Strand View, one of the big buildings we're tearing down. It's a 7-story building, and walked through them with that. And a lot of people have seen us locally. So, advertisement's advertisement. That's free advertisement for us, and we appreciate it. We like being a valued part of the community. And everything we do that creates a little, being in front of everybody one more time, it really helps. So we have a very unique concept, this repurpose thing, adding it to the junk removal and the demolition. It makes it a whole new thing, and it makes it a thing that's helping us as a planet, helps us to be more sustainable. It's giving a lot of this stuff a second chance, a third chance, because a lot of times what's going to happen with these buildings that we're tearing down, or people who call us for junk removals, a lot of that stuff's going to end up on the curb, or it's going to end up going straight to the landfill, and that doesn't do anybody any good. We actually have a storm in Florida right now, and I'm going to run down the street and look. We prepared for it for 2 days because we didn't want to have our debris all over the street down here, and I'm praying that it's not down all over the street. We cleaned up about 80% of it yesterday, and we put the machine on top of the rest of it, and we're hoping that that kept this from being a big mess. These storms come in, you just don't know which ones to take serious, because most of them don't come to where you're at, but they go by and you feel the effects of it, but you don't directly get impacted by it. So the junk removal book is about a third of the way finished. The demolition book is about probably 1/10 of the way finished. The books are written, they're just being edited at this point. So, and I want to put out a good product. I want to put out something that helps, and that is impactful, and that isn't junk. And this week, I believe we're going to go ahead. I've said this a couple times and we haven't done it yet, but we're going to start doing the Instagram thing. I'm going to do some commercials on the junk removal book because it's going to be out first. And I'm going to kind of do some stuff to start promoting that. I'm going to create an author's website for myself. I'm kind of torn right now because the guys that are doing the editing and getting the book ready for Amazon, KDP, they want to promote us. And my experience with the advertising agencies in the past has not been good. They tend to get you. They get you on board with their best guy, and then they turn you over to a junior guy who doesn't really typically know anything, or they're just learning. And this last year, they cost us several $100,000. I hired a company to promote us, and first thing they did was turn our ads off. Well, our ads were working already. They turned our ads off while they got their ads running. Well, they had somebody doing this that didn't know what they were doing. So, and I couldn't get control back. So I ended up firing them and going through a whole process, and it messed up our channel, or our advertising Google Ads stuff, for about 4 or 5 months. So Google's got some cool stuff out. This Davey Fogarty with on YouTube, kind of like the way he does it. He's not doing what we're doing. He's selling clothes and stuff like that, but getting your ads put on in that, it's a very similar process. When you're doing a, what do they call, brick and mortar business, in other words, you have a location and you're not just online in that, it's a little bit different, but a lot of it's really the same. For us, we're just trying to generate phone calls and we'll handle it from there. For them, they're trying to sell something and get it all the way through the sales funnel and get it delivered. It's a different thing, but it's all in all, you're still selling something. So, by any rate, it's Remove It Pros Demolition, and I'll see you on the next video.